I think we need some additional regulation to make it where the tokens can be efficiently offered and traded. Many entrepreneurs have a number of great ideas today on how to securitize different types of assets. I've met many people here tonight, great ideas. Problem is we don't really have an efficient regulatory framework to get them in place. So therefore it's too expensive. I'm looking forward to the day when everybody can invest in different asset classes through a securitized token without too much bureaucracy in a cost-effective way. That's where government can really help.
Coming from a mortgage background myself in commercial real estate, I think the one thing that people need to understand is a repricing of risk. You know, with blockchain in particular. Right now it's relatively easy to get a 3.5 to, well, not 3.5 anymore, but 4 to 5% interest rate loan, right? If you're a lender that wants to take on this extra risk, you're not going to be willing to accept a 4 or 5% return. But on the reverse side, we also need buy-in from the people that are obtaining those loans to be willing to accept a 6, 7, 8% return right now. So there's a weird dichotomy that we need to somehow bridge, and there's a lot of work to do to bridge that gap right now.
The easiest part is just basically putting things on the blockchain and making them purely tradable. I mean, if you think about what real estate is as an asset class, it's inherently illiquid, right? It's a house. There's lots of paperwork that's involved with transferring that property. It's a large-scale commercial building that needs a lot of money invested in it. So if you can put that on the blockchain and make it tokenizable and fractionable, I guess, is that a word? And tradable across the globe 24/7. I think the liquidity premiums that you'll see and the value of those assets will be greatly enhanced as a result of tokenization.
A liquidity premium is an esoteric concept of finance that is becoming more and more necessary with the millennial generation, our generation. And what it does is through technology, through the digital transformation that we're seeing, is liquidity is provided in a number of different ways. So specifically within blockchain, now it opens the market up to an entirely new type of investor, right? As new investors come in, it makes the market more liquid. And as things become more liquid, they become more sought after. And so as people demand something, because liquidity exists, or because the digitization process provides the opportunity for liquidity, things trade at a higher asset, or a higher value. So if something used to trade at $1 million, now, because there's liquidity, that's going up to $1 million and $100,000. So that's the basic concept of liquidity premium.
If we have tokenization of residential real estate, it'll open up a new opportunity of liquidity for a first-time buyer or millennial who might not be able to have an entry point today in a tough market like Los Angeles. So having that ability to dive into real estate investing early on or before you might have that saved up down payment really helps, and being able to liquidate out when you need to makes a whole new opportunity for a millennial and anybody in the price ranges that they're available to have can then have a new open market for them to be available to get into that business.
Until we get some clarity on institutional investors, on regulatory regime, the SEC has been pretty clear on what's going on in the market, but I think there's still a lot of uncertainty from investors about what they're going to do with what happened in 2017, right? There was craziness in 2017, and there's a lot of dust that's got to settle on that front. So I think in 12 months' time, we're going to start to see, hopefully, Property Coin and hopefully Slice will be successful or kind of really starting to get some traction. I think you'll start to see some other, probably more focused on commercial real estate, come into market. But until such time as we get the institutional investors involved, I think we're on a slow roll towards really sparking this thing off in 12 to 18 months. I think is really the timeline when we'll start to see some real traction.
I think a lot of focus right now is on securities law, which is a very limited focus, and the innovation that's going on in blockchain has more widespread effects and will actually cause just changes in how our legal structure works and how our cases are decided, because we all have to come up with ways to resolve the issues that are common to a decentralized system, and that's something we're not really prepared to address right now because we're used to centralized systems, so we do need to get creative and use past precedent in a creative way to get our clients where they need to be.